Hey, what is going on guys, it is SuperbTube here and welcome back to another video. In today's video guys, we are going to be going over the top 5 most unique legendary weapons in all of Fallout 4. Now the criteria that the weapons must meet in order to find themselves on this list is that they must be equally powerful and unique. Weapons like Lorenzo's artifact are very cool looking with a unique effect, but it simply doesn't do enough damage and thus cannot be put on this list because they're not really practical. Weapons like the Overseer's Guardian does amazing damage but looks identical to every single other combat rifle in the entire game. The weapons must be at least somewhat rare or one of a kind to find themselves on this list with a very good legendary effect. This list will combine power and uniqueness and showcase only the most interesting and crazy legendary weapons in all of Fallout 4. Before we get into it guys, please make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 8,000 subscribers, less than 30 subscribers to go, so yes, let's get there, 8k, woohoo, we can do it. Anyway, let's go. So coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the Throatslicer. The Throatslicer is a legendary weapon bearing the wounding legendary effect, causing enemies to take 25 points of bleeding damage with every single hit. The same effect placed on Pickman's blade. Now this can be bought from the Nuka World market from Caitlin Alden for a few thousand caps, and now you're able to wield an incredibly powerful blade. The blade is unique in that only the Disciples carry this kind of weapon, so you'll never see it anywhere else in the Commonwealth or in Far Harbour. It is also amazing for stealthy characters looking to sneak out of the shadows and cut an enemy down. Its appearance is very rustic and makeshift, as it is meant to be made from the mishmash of a variety of metals. The callous blade appears cold and unforgiving. It also lacks the cartoony elements some of the other blades bear in Fallout 4, making it look truly lethal. The legendary effect makes this weapon very effective in dealing with enemies, and it certainly deserves its spot in this list. Coming in at number 4, we have Aternus. Once again, we arrive in the Nuka World DLC, and this time, in order to obtain this weapon, we need to complete the quest Amoral Combat. Now we need to complete this quest enough times until randomly the Rogue Knight appears and challenges us, the overboss, in the gauntlet. After we defeat the Rogue Knight, we are rewarded with Aeternus, an unlimited capacity Gatling laser. The Gatling laser is an incredibly cool and intimidating looking weapon, only able to be found on the Brotherhood of Steel Knights in power armor, making the Gatling laser a relatively exclusive weapon. Now the legendary effect displayed on the weapon is good enough to land it in this list, but in actuality the effect gives players infinite ammo. Firing the laser, we see the ammo type change to fusion cores, but you can fire this gun infinitely as it doesn't have an ammo cap where you need to reload, so now you have an unlimited ammo heavy Gatling laser. And this weapon is amazing at vaporizing enemies and turning them into steamy piles of goo. Although Gatling lasers appear in the Commonwealth, they are relatively rare and not too common compared to other weapons, and its legendary effect makes it an absolute beast of a weapon, so it certainly deserves its spot on the list.
And now coming at number 3, we have the last minute Scouse Rifle. Now this weapon is acquired when you complete the Old Guns questline at the castle, where you meet Ronnie Shaw and you trade with her so you can purchase this last minute rifle, which is just incredible. Now the amount of Scouse Rifles findable in the game is a scarce number, as not many foes wield such a powerful weapon, the only exceptions being high-level heavy railroad agents, the occasional super mutant warlords, or above, and some Brotherhood of Steel members will use this weapon. This means that as a character, you're one of the only people in the entire wasteland to hold the power of this Scouse Rifle. However, this is not just any old Scouse Rifle, no. You have a legendary one that does 50% more limb damage, making this weapon truly a force to be reckoned with in the Commonwealth. Now the thing that makes this Scouse Rifle so unique is the fact that it has a high-tech look to it while also having a makeshift appearance as it's held together by coils. And another thing that makes the last minute stand separate from every other type of weapon in the game is the fact that Scouse Rifles use a unique ammo type exclusive to them, 2mm electro cartridge. The damage output from this weapon is truly unmatched. The gameplay here has the last minute at 406 ballistic damage, which is just insane. And I can tell you from experience, this weapon turns enemies to dust. I'm talking regular little raiders, deathclaws, behemoths, nothing stand a chance. This weapon is truly phenomenal and definitely deserves a spot on this list.
Coming in at number 2, we have the Problem Solver. When you begin the Nuka World DLC, you are told to talk to all of the gang leaders in Nuka World, and you must talk to the leader of the pack, Mason. Now, if you talk to Mason and you use all of the negative speech options and eventually pass a red speech check at the end and intimidate him, he will reward you with the Problem Solver. Now, you can get a nigh-identical version of this gun called the Splattercannon from the Nuka market by buying it from Aaron Corbett, but this one does slightly less damage and the Problem Solver is a little bit better. Now, this weapon has the Furious legendary effect, which does increased damage for every consecutive hit you get on the same target. So if you hit an enemy with a gun and it did 50 damage, every subsequent hit would do slightly more damage than the last. This weapon is similar to the handmade rifles in appearance, but arguably it is truly the most overpowered weapon in the entire game. The handmade rifles are only acquirable in the Nuka World DLC, so it means the Problem Solver or the Splattercannon will not be wielded by many foes in Fallout 4. Now the Problem Solver's appearance is reminiscent of actual guns in the real world, whereas many of the guns in Fallout 4 simply look fake and not very real. The combat shotgun, the assault rifle, the combat rifle, all of them look very cartoony and not very realistic, whereas this looks like an actual AK, it looks like an actual gun and makes you feel very powerful when when you wield it. The gun also allows you to have amazing customization in that you can use all of the different colours from the different gangs in Nuka World. You can have the Operator's colour, you can have the Disciple's colour, or you can have the Pack colour, which gives you an amazing paint job on the gun, and it looks very unique and very different from anything else in the entire game. You can also max out the weapon to do over 100 ballistic damage per shot, and with its legendary effect it increases the damage per hit on the same target every single time. Maxing out the ammo capacity also yields a gun capable of holding 75 absolutely world-ending rounds that shred through every single enemy in combat before you even need to reload. This weapon is most definitely the most powerful on the list, as it turns enemies into mush within a few shots. The power of it is simply unmatched, and it is phenomenal and deserves its place on the list.
Now, coming in number 1, we have the best weapon in the game. We have the Atom's Judgement Super Sledge. Now, this melee weapon is available in the Far Harbour DLC, and you get it inside the nucleus, the home and hub of the Children of Atom. After completing Grand Zealot's quest, the Heretic, to find the runaway and deal with her, you're rewarded with Atom's Judgement, and it is the most unique looking weapon on this list. It's a variant of a Super Sledge, but absolutely kitted out to the max with 4 melting fusion cores strapped to its head, creating a very eye-catching looking weapon. And as you may see in gameplay, it also glows in the dark and has a trail of green following around it, much like the Atom Smellers that you acquired this weapon from in the first place. And this weapon is truly unique in that no other weapon in the entire game bears its face. You will not find another weapon that comes even close to this appearance, and it makes it the most unique weapon in all of Fallout 4. The weapon isn't only useful for looking at though, it is truly quite possibly the best melee weapon in the entire game, as it deals 100 extra radiation damage as its legendary effect, along with doing an insane amount of ballistic damage, and you can equip it with a stun pack to do even more energy damage. With this weapon you can crush skulls, turn people to absolute mush, and you can even knock people clean out with one swing. Atom's Judgement is truly the greatest combination of style and ability, so if you have a melee character in Fallout 4 and haven't got yourself Atom's Judgement, you need to right now.
Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. As I said before, we are so close to 8,000 subscribers, so if you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. Also, guys, I do want to ask all of you, what kind of content do you want to see? Now, we've been uploading some longer videos, like the 30-minute video that we did about ranking all the factions in Fallout 4, and we've also uploaded some videos like the top 5s and ranking stuff, and we want to see which videos do you prefer. Do you prefer longer, lore-based videos, or do you prefer shorter, factual, interesting item-based videos? Because we enjoy making both of them, but we can stick to one of them if the audience does prefer that. So yeah, do let us know down in the comment section below, which kind of videos do you prefer? Do you prefer longer videos, or do you prefer shorter videos, or both? Just let us know what kind of videos you want to see. If you do have any weapons that you wanted to see in this video that didn't appear, let us know in the comment section down below as well. Which weapons would you have ranked in the top 5 best and most unique legendary weapons in all of Fallout 4? But again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one in a bit.